The other thing we did in 2007, we talk a lot about this thing called gangs, what are gangs and so forth. I had no idea. But I did know that I wanted to do something about it, and I wanted to learn about it, not just think I was an expert. Well, it just so happened that Father Greg Boyles, who started Homeboy Industries, he's considered the nation's premier expert in gang intervention, was speaking at Spring Hill College. And I was able to, I shouldn't say commandeer him or encourage him for 2 hours to come to our ministry, because I wanted to build a relationship with him, because I wanted to go out there. And I didn't just want to go out there and tour the place. I wanted to live with gang members, former gang members, and learn what it was all about, and more importantly, what it took to get them out of that lifestyle. So sure enough, a month later, I traveled to East Los Angeles. You see right next to me is Mr. Augustine Lizama. He didn't know it, but Father Boyles told him that morning that he was going to have to house me for a little while. And he'll tell you about that later, because he's here tonight also, and he's going to say just a little something as well. Augustine grew up as a gang member in East Los Angeles. But then after coming to Homeboys, he became a peer navigator. And then once he met me, he decided he wanted to start coming out to Mobile and help us with our project. So there he is on his first trip, and we think he's made 17. It's either 16 or 17 trips out here to Mobile. He works with our kids, and sometimes he brings some of his other gang member, or actually say ex-gang member consultants with him. And do you remember, guys, I just told you a second ago that when God planted that seed for me to serve gang members in prison, that was in October 1994. You want to know where Augustine was in October of 1994? He was a gang member in prison. I mean, God is really pretty amazing. And now he stays at our house. Even the cat gets a little gangstered up when he shows up. You are. And again, he brings a lot of his co-workers and so forth. And it's just really awesome for them to come and stay in our house, and we get to bond with them. Now, when Colosio makes a meal, you're going to eat it. But then he helped us to move forward and do something with our neighborhood. The friendship is great. We're like family. But it's there for, God has it there for a purpose, for us to be better at what we do here, locally. And we've been able to do that just by working with older kids. Dolores this year increased her school from just a private school into a GED program. We had 82 people sign up for the GED program this year. Cameron, who a lot of y'all know, who goes to this church, he joined us last year after volunteering for about a year. And what he does is he takes them out and teaches them how to work. Because a lot of them don't know. They don't know to show up to work on time or how to work. And he's great at doing that. In fact, you may have heard the Yard Dogs is what we started in the summer, where they went out and just voluntarily cut lots and helped elderly people. And that has evolved. Again, working one-on-one with them. Here's where they go to Habitat for Humanity just to volunteer some time and learn skills. And then Morgan Carney, who y'all met through RSVPing and so forth, she decided she wanted to go to Los Angeles and learn all about this job placement talent. And when she came back, she worked with Cameron and with us, and we started getting these young people jobs and taking them to college campuses. That's you, Junior. He got a job at ThyssenKrupp. And he's getting ready to go to the Job Corps. Another big thing that we've worked with in a partnership with Volunteers of America, now a program with Volunteers of America, is the Yard Dog program, where we actually take these guys and actually have formed a small business to go out there and cut lots, clear debris, or whatever, again, to let these kids see the American dream, not just hear about it, but see it and feel it. But I want to close with just two quick stories about individual outcomes. The story of Joseph. Joseph joined the ministry back in the early days. He stayed with us pretty consistently for the whole time. His mother died, never knew who his dad was. And in December of 2008, he decided to leave. He was a member of the school, and we had him housed and so forth, but he just walked off one night. And he walked in, we didn't see him for about 4 months. Until I got a phone call, April 26, 2009. The phone call went like this: Mr. John, I've killed somebody. What am I going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, I've had 6 phone calls like that. And when Joseph called me, I said, dude, we got to talk. He said, yeah, Mr. J, where am I going? Can I meet you at the church? And I said, yeah. So he showed up. The police were looking for him. They had his picture, and they were showing her. It was a Sunday morning. And he came to the church, we sat in the closet, and we prayed, we talked to him, and he said, Mr. J, I want you to take me in, I want to turn myself in. I said, do you want your family to take? No, I want you to take me. So I did. He was booked, he confessed to the crime, and then sure enough, even though he was incarcerated for about 6 months, he was going to be tried as an adult, he was out on bond. And so for 1 year, until his trial, he was out. So what do we do with him? A lot of people say, well, you can't let that murderer back in your place. But my wife put it best. What would Jesus do? Now that's a cliche, but not in this kind of decision. That's a serious, serious statement. And we believe Jesus would take him in, so we did. This is the day he got out. And we kept him for that whole year. He never caused a problem. And what we really wanted to do was create memories for him because we knew that he wasn't going to have many left. We took him kayaking, took him out of town, and so forth. And here he is today. He got 25 years, and we make no excuses for that. He killed a man, okay? But he calls us once a week. Hey, Mr. J, what up? Because we're part of his family. Here's a letter he wrote to us in December. To my family. How are you two? As for me, I'm still trying to become a better person with every step of my life. I wish I could tell the kids something to make them convert their lives all the way to Christ. Because in here, it's a whole different world. It's like a world inside a world. It gets hard when you can't see your family and friends. The good thing is that God gives you the strength to keep rolling. Wow. Decino's here tonight too. There's Decino back in the day. He was 10 years old. He was still big. The funny thing about Decino, for 4 years, he didn't talk. Now we can't get him to shut up. I'm just kidding, Cole. We love you. But Decino stayed with the ministry the whole time. He worked our summer camps. He was first just a camper, and then he became a leader. Now, can you look at the look on his face and realize he really doesn't like working with little kids? He really doesn't. But he did it because he knew we needed his help, and he did a great job. Decino's special because he got a job at Popeyes, worked there for a year, and now he's working over at the Premier Cinema on the Eastern Shore. He's been there for 2 years. He's got his own apartment. This is his first prom. Now you realize I cropped his date out because he doesn't really like her anymore. but he's looking good. One of the things Decino told us, we were taking him back with us one time. We went back to New Mexico where our family is. And Decino was in the back seat listening to probably Lil Wayne or something. But he was listening to something on his radio. I said, Decino, what do you want for Christmas? And he couldn't hear me. I said, take your, what do you want for Christmas? He goes, I already got it. I said, what? This life. Wow. The volunteers. Over 4,000 volunteers have come and been touched by what we've done there at Light of the Village. One youth minister put it right. He said, we have no business being in this neighborhood except for serving Christ. Ditto. And they come from all over. Spring Hill College, go Badgers. University of Auburn, War Eagle. Another Badger. Another Ram Mobile. Look what one wrote us. Dear John and Dolores, I volunteered at Light Village for 1 week in the summer of 2008 through the MFuge summer camp. The experience at Light Village changed my life when I volunteered there. I had just graduated from high school. I have now graduated from college, now a 6th grade math teacher. She goes on to say that she voluntarily works in the inner city of Orlando because of her experience at Light Village. See, Christ, I didn't realize this when we started the ministry. But it's touched all the people that have come through. And then they take it other places. 4,000 volunteers. And it's just amazing, again, what Christ has done. Last but not least, this is my last story, Rashawn. Rashawn, we didn't really know him until this summer. He was a yard dog. You see him, he's working at Habitat. Well, then he got locked up. He's at Metro Jail now. Dolores sent him a Christmas card. And he wrote this letter back. And I'll end with this. Dear Light of the Village, it made me feel good inside to see that y'all didn't forget about me. It brings tears to my eyes to know that I'm still a part of the best thing that ever happened to me because I'm so used to people giving up on me. But you all are different. Ever since I became part of Light of the Village, y'all just took me in as one of your own. I've never felt that love that you guys have shown to me. And again, it's not us. It's Christ working through us. And now, that's the past and the present. Who knows what the next 10 years will be? But I guarantee we won't be alone. Christ will be with us, and you guys will be with us as well. So we thank you. God bless you.